This is the estuary of the Hindmarsh River. The Hindmarsh River starts up in the Mount Lofty Ranges and descends 257 metres over its 23-kilometre journey before it runs into Encounter Bay. Looking across the bay towards Granite Island, and you will remember a separate video which I did on the island itself. Victor Harbour has a long history within the whaling industry, and this is where a whaling station was established in 1837. The western side of Encounter Bay, with the bluff just disappearing on the right-hand side. This stretch of beach along Encounter Bay forms part of the Soldiers' Memorial Reserve. The eastern side of Encounter Bay towards the Hindmarsh estuary. And out on the horizon one can see the peninsula out at Port Elliot. Gone are the trains, and today the causeway is a lovely journey for the young and old across to Granite Island. At the entrance to the island from the causeway, there is this reminder that these little creatures have made this home. Walking along the seaside to the bistro, one needs to watch out for the carved seal. It is very easy to miss. Located in the very heart of the town, the Grosvenor is Victor Harbour's only heritage listed hotel. Along with the original bar front, the Grosvenor has maintained a unique country-style atmosphere. When taking these photographs, one almost had the feeling to ask the question, where are the hitching rails? The town of Victor Harbour was named in 1837 by Captain Richard Crozier, who was en route from Sydney to the Swan River colony, and he was in command of the cruiser class HMS Victor. He anchored just off Granite Island and named the sheltered waters in the lee of the island Victor Harbour after his ship. At about the same time, two whaling stations were established, one at Rosetta Head, popularly known as the Bluff, and the other at a point opposite Granite Island. Whale oil became South Australia's first export. The town of Port Victor was laid out on the shores of Victor Harbour in 1863, when the horse-drawn tramway from Goolwa was extended to the harbour. The last whale was caught off Port Victoria in 1872. The town's name changed to Victor Harbour in 1921 as a result, it is said, of a shipwreck blamed on confusion with Port Victoria on the York Peninsula. Here we can see the old railway tracks for the trains that used to take the goods for export through to the jetty on Granite Island. Most of these goods had come down the River Murray from the hinterland and were shipped to other parts of Australia. The fountain in the Warland Reserve represents the history of the whaling industry in Victor Harbour. And adjacent to the park is the Whaling Centre, where one can keep up to date with the latest whale sightings in the bay. The Warland Reserve at the beachfront is a great place to sit back and watch people go by. Horseshoe Bay was proclaimed a port in 1851, as the River Murray was deemed too treacherous for navigation. The settlement above the bay was named Port Elliot in 1852. The construction of the breakwater, which you can see in the bottom right, was begun in 1853 and completed in 1855. Port Elliot's role as a port ended with the bay and jetty being left to the fishermen and beachgoers. In 1852, this obelisk was erected on Freeman Knob as a guide to shipping. It is visible for 16 kilometers out to sea, and a blue flag indicated that passage into the port was safe for the shipfarers. The 4th of March 2001 saw this bridge open as a link across to Hindmarsh Island, which replaced the old cable-drawn ferry. 100 years ago, this wharf along the Murray River would have been dealing with riverboats shipping goods in and out. Goolwa was Australia's first inland port, established in 1853 and built to connect Victor Harbour to Port Elliot, and then later extended to Victor Harbour. The harbour is used mainly for pleasure craft and houseboats moored along the banks. Today, Goolwa is enjoying a nationally recognised sea change boom, with people moving into the town from the inland. A lot of interesting things to see around the wharf. This one is the Riverboat Display Centre, which gives you a bit of the history of the old riverboats. There is also the Goolwa Station, which is at the end of the line for the Steam Ranger Preservation Line, which runs from Victor Harbour to Goolwa. Has a little craft shop and also the old station master's office. Signal Point Gallery showcases the best professional artists from the region and nationally. The Australasian Hotel, built in 1858, is now a private boutique hotel with 4 upstairs and 1 downstairs suite. The old post office was built in 1857 and also served as a railway station until 1872. The historic Corio Hotel was named after the paddle steamer Corio, which sank on the River Murray in 1857, the same year as the hotel was built. One of the remaining operating paddle steamers on the River Murray, the Oscar W, on its journey down to the barrage. The Goolwa Barrage, at 632 metres long, is one of 5 controlling the flow of the Murray River into the ocean. It is built on 4,770 12-metre piles, which were driven into the riverbed with a 1-metre thick concrete foundation. The concrete sluices, which hold back the River Murray, are designed to withstand both the tidal pressures from the ocean and that from the river. The lock chamber, which is 30 metres by 6 metres, is provided to provide passage for pleasure craft between the river and the ocean. The 122 piers with vertical grooves receive the specially designed stop locks, which can be placed or removed as required to control the flow. The long-nosed fur seals are an attraction at the barrage, but plans are being made to remove them, as the South Australian fishermen and the local Aboriginals in the region have said that the seals are eating fishing catches and attacking the nets.